Oh, no. That doesn't sound like a good Monday, Ashley. You had a heart
I was
attack?
just sitting here, like, minding my own business, and then all of a sudden things just start falling, like, next to me, and I got so scared because I didn't know what it was.
I joined the call, and the only thing I heard was, "I had a heart attack." I thought, "Oh, no.
Sorry.
That's not a good Monday."
Technically, I thought I was going to be going to school today, but no.
Yeah. We all thought that's what was gonna happen. My room's ready. I
I'm so
mean,
excited for human interaction.
yes, right? Like, I don't ask for much, just human interaction. I mean, here's the room. It's ready. It's ready. Wilkins is there. You see our little Wilkins goat? He's sitting right there up front on the first row, ready to go. All right, so share with me what were you a little bit relieved that we weren't coming back this week? Were you a little disappointed we weren't coming back this week? Were you what was going on?
I was kind of disappointed. I mean, I wanted to see everybody again. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of half and half because, like, I mean, I think it was this past month that I sort of, or these past weeks that I sort of started liking the online school thing. So I kind of wanted one more week of it, but yet I still want the interaction.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, Skyla says her sleep schedule's way off. Go ahead, Natalie.
I was kind of both because I want to go back and like see people, but I'm also going on a trip for fall break and I don't want to get sick before then and like have to cancel. So I'm kind of like, I want to go back, but like if we started after fall break, like I wouldn't be super mad about it. So.
Yeah. See, Isaiah says he's not a fan of human interaction anyway, so he likes the virtual. Skyla's got to get her sleep schedule back in line. I tried to tell my boys that. I was like, guys, come on, y'all got to start getting up. I make my boys get up early because I'm a mean mom and make them get out of bed. And then I come to school and they probably go back to bed. But I at least make them get up and walk around and look like they're going to stay awake. All right, got to play Minecraft with the homies. Yep. They're up late, or they'll get stuck on a show, and they're like, "I'm watching the 7th season." That's what I've done all weekend. I'm like, well, tomorrow morning you've got a meeting at 8:15, so get to bed. Yeah, a part of me is mixed too. I was excited to see you guys, and you know this. I still feel like I'm figuring out this virtual thing, and there's so many things that I feel like we can't do. We can almost do them, but we can't, you know. And then other things I'm like, well, that actually works a whole lot easier in this virtual world. I'm going to do that even when we are face to face. But at the same time, if there's been like all these cases, then maybe we should just hold off a little bit. And I don't know what's going to happen. Right now, the talk is that we're virtual for another week. And then next week, we maybe go back AB, do that AB rotation. And then that may last 2 weeks or it may last longer. They may find that the AB rotation gives us smaller classes so we can spread out more. And then the days that you don't come physically to school, you're doing something online. So it's more of a hybrid schedule. I don't know. I don't know things usually till right before you guys do. Sometimes I find out after you or the same time. the test on the Monday that you go back. That's a welcome back party, isn't it? But y'all may have heard me say this, but I had a student in the spring when we were that April, May virtual remote learning. And one of the questions that she chose to respond to in our assignments was to create an analogy, to come up with an analogy that described this world we're living in right now under COVID. And she said, we are all nearsighted. None of us, not even the experts, can see very far away. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. We kind of know what today looks like, but something may come out tomorrow. On Friday, we were thinking we were going to be in school on Monday. I had my room set up, and then a teacher walked in and he says, I guess we've got another week to figure it out. And I was like, what are you talking about? So, things change pretty rapidly, but sometimes they stay the same. Like we're still doing this, But I want to try to make the best of it, because if this is the only way we can see each other, then let's do it, right? I sent you guys some links so that we could, cross your fingers, play a version, a clean, school-appropriate version of Cards Against Humanity theater style. That's what this is. Raise your hand if you've ever played a version of Cards Against Humanity, or even like Apples to Apples. Several of us? Okay. The idea, so a friend of mine posted this last spring that she got this, and it was like $7 on Amazon, and it was just this little theater pack of Cards Against Humanity cards. And so the black card is like a fill-in-the-blank statement, and then the white cards are your word bank, right? The things that could fill in those blanks. And so I opened it up and I was so excited, and immediately found some that were inappropriate. So I put a little clip on those, said, well, they'll just live in the box. But a lot of them were not inappropriate. They were really great. And as I read over them, I started thinking of other ideas, things that were kind of unique to James Clemens Theater. Hi, Savannah. And so I started making up my own cards. And my thought was that when we were in class, we would do these. I would pass these out to you, right? But this weekend, I was like, okay, I want to play this. Let me figure out a way to do it virtually. So I made up little cards, little images, and I've sent you the links to those. And if you don't have Remind, then you didn't get it. That was the only way I could send it to you. I tried to send them through Schoology, and it was a lot more laborious. Use that word to impress people at a party. Laborious, yes. And I was like, I'm not sending them through Schoology. I'm going to send them on Remind, because I can go boom, 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 and I can send them out to people. If you did not get that, I'm going to post in the chat right now. I'm going to post some links that you can use. But somebody else is going to have the same link probably, but you can still use this if you don't have Remind, or you just didn't get it. If you don't have Remind, fun fact, you need to join Remind. That's how I send information to you periodically. So join Remind. The code is at INTADVJC4, and you can do that and be part of the Cool Kids Club and get information from me.
Can you post the code in chat?
Boom. There it is. So that link that I just sent is a link to 3 different, it's a document. It's got 3 different images on it. What you need to do with your images is download them to your phone and then go to the Padlet. And I'm going to start the first one. I'm going to post on the Padlet, I'm going to post the first card, and it's going to be one of the statement cards. Okay, boom. So that's our first card. And what you're going to do is look through your cards and see what you think is the best word or phrase to fill in the blank. Blank on 3. 1, 2, 3, blank. So I'll give you a couple minutes.
We were only supposed to have 2 cards, correct?
Some of them have 2 and some have 3. Yeah. But I had some groupings and then decided not to use some of the cards, and when I don't have new ones to replace them yet. Because what I did is
Mine has
yours has one
yeah.
card only?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All of mine only have. Oh, I'm dumb.
There's one link, but it has several things listed. Yeah? Is it good now, Jonathan?
Okay.
Because what I did is I took some of them that came in the box, and then I just typed them onto this format you're using. But then I made up others. I recommend that you post it as the image, because then we don't know who said it. We don't know who posted it. If you post the link, then it'll show that you did it.
So for this one, are we only doing the first blank?
No, it's the same in both. The same card will fill in both blanks. Like when we say JCT on 3, 1, 2, 3, JCT. Somebody was going to say something.
We're a little confused.
Okay.
Where are we supposed to be posting this?
On the Padlet?
Like where?
I can send you that link.
Oh.
I'll put that link in the chat too. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And I haven't unmuted people today. Hannah Congo, have you been unmuted before? Is she on here? There she is.
No.
You haven't? Okay. Will you be unmuted today, please? What about Brooke?
Yes.
You have? Okay. Natalie, have you?
I have, but then it wasn't working that day.
Okay. Go ahead and unmute today. Go ahead and unmute today. And then Savannah Sterling, our foreign exchange student today. Go ahead and unmute.
I'm so excited.
I am really confused.
Okay. Are you on the Padlet?
I can't hear you.
Are you on the Padlet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that black card up in the corner, the top left corner, that's a fill in the blank. So I sent you a link to some kind of cards. They're just images. And so now you look through your cards and you decide which one you think should fill in that blank. And you're trying to come up with something that is funny or really kind of like, whoa, that's actually profound, or, something like that. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. And then on the Padlet, you just go to the plus, and then the first option it gives you is that arrow pointing up, meaning upload. So click that and then select the image that I sent you. All right, so a few people are still posting theirs. So now as the more come in, this is your chance. I'm going to be the judge. I think they call it the card czar. Is that what you guys call it? It's what the young people, the cool kids call it. So that's what I am. I'm the card czar, and I'm going to choose one of these that I think is the answer. Okay? The one that I like the best. And then that person gets bragging rights and $1 million. Oops, no, not really. So at this point, you can argue for some, and you can say, you know what? I think such and such is really perfect for this because it's blah, 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 blah. And it could be your card, or it could be somebody else's card, right? You don't have to tell us whether it's yours or not. So at this point, let's hear the arguments for which cards belong in the blank.
We vote Tech Week.
Tech Week? Tech Week on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tech Week. Right? That works. Has a ring to it.
My favorite is the funeral because it's awfully morbid.
Right. The funeral on 3. 1, 2, 3. The funeral. People walk by and go, what are they cheering for?
I think improv fits perfectly.
Improv on 3. That is our life right now, isn't it? It's all improv. What's next? Okay, I'm doing it then. Okay. Let's see. I think being crushed to death by a stage light's kind of funny. Being crushed to death by a stage light on 3. 1, 2, 3. Being crushed to death by a stage light. Yeah, John. Wow, where? Yeah, the ones that you are like bad things are funny in this because we're cheering for them here, All right, does anybody else need more time to type theirs in or post it? Little Einsteins is not one of the cards. I don't know why that's there. But on that note, if you have ideas for good things to put as the fill in the blank statements or as the choice cards, the word bank, send them to me on Remind because I want to add to this, I mean, most of these that you see on here, I just made. Some of these came from this game, but others I just made up this weekend. I was like, what else could go there? Okay, let's see. So I'd love to get you guys to help me add to it, and we'll have more and more and more cards. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and choose. I do think the ones that are like not good things are kind of funny to fill in the blanks there. I also think it's kind of fun, the ones that are super long and wordy. Set pieces that break right before they need to be pushed on stage on 3. Set pieces that need to be, that's kind of funny. Being crushed to death by a stage light. Leong. That's a hard one to put in the blank there. That's kind of funny too. But I'm going to go with at the end of our class today, I want us all to say, being crushed to death by a stage light on 3. 1, 2, 3. Being crushed to death by the stage light. Ah! That's going to be our chant today. Whose was that? That's the winner. Yay, Madison. I love it. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So I'm now going to send I'm going to send one of the black fill in the blank cards to somebody. I meant to do this before, but it'll just take me a quick minute. And then they're going to be the card czar this time. All right. So while that's loading, ooh, my lights went off. I'm being crushed to death by a stage light. Ah! All right, so while this is loading, will you guys go through and start deleting the cards that are on there? So we start with a clean slate. Okay. Almost there, promise.
I can't figure out how to delete mine.
Will it only let you delete your own? I wondered about that, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I think it lets me
Wait,
because.
how do I delete it?
I have sent in 2 card ideas.
Good, yay! The next time we play, we'll have a
One
couple
of
of
them
new.
is secretly being Miss Patel's favorite, and the other one is dying inside during a happy scene.
During a happy scene. Oh, Jonathan, I love it. All right, John Velez. John the Mexican, you are the next card czar. So take the card that I just sent you, post it onto our Padlet. He's like, oh, wait. Or do you want me just to post it? Is that easier?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll post it, but you're the card czar. So John is the person that you are trying to convince, and you are trying to pick the best thing to fill in this blank.
I prefer Hispanic humor. So do that.
Comedy equals tragedy plus blank. So think about what will turn tragedy into something comedic every time, right? Ooh, they're flying in there. My whole family watching.
I'm not gonna lie, my cards kind of suck.
What's that?
Not gonna lie, my cards kind of suck.
Dude.
They're just the worst cards for the 2 that we have. I want to just write down the ones I've made up. I think they're really good.
And yours only had 2, right?
No, mine had 3.
Oh, it did. Okay.
They're not very good.
Okay. Elephant Mungo? What does that mean? The ending of what? The nervous pea.
The funeral smile.
Ashley's only had 1 card? I thought they all had 2 or 3. You only got one link, but that link had other links in it. No?
Miss Patel, Natalie's Wi-Fi is going down.
Okay. Bummer. We'll miss you, Natalie.
Yeah, I had a power outage earlier, so I'm going off of my iPhone hotspot.
Oh yeah, I had a few people say that they were having trouble with their Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm gonna.
Our power was off, so we're connected to the VPN. I think on whatever. Sorry, the county one. I think like county lines all there. Sorry.
Okay, I'm adding one now.
In Fin del Mundo, the end of the world.
The end of the world. All right, so now we try to convince John of the ones that we think are the best.
I gotta pick one of these?
You gotta pick one. Yep.
Dang.
So what, when combined with tragedy, what makes comedy?
Who keeps putting the funeral?
Yeah.
That's a reoccurring joke that's going to go on eventually.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, every single time I come up with a card idea, I'm just writing it down and sending it to Miss Patel, so your phone's just gonna be blowing up
I love
with
it.
ideas specific.
I love it. And keep it like floating in the back of your mind. So like in the middle of the day, you just go, I thought of a new idea, right? Just kind of keep it back there. All right, so somebody argue some of these.
Okay, I would like to argue comedy equals tragedy plus 5 miso soups, 4 seaweed salads, 3 soy burger dinners, 2 tofu dog platters, and 1 pasta with meatless balls, because that's literally the plot of the musical.
That's fair.
I love it. That would have been a funny one for the chant, too.
I like tragedy plus my whole family watching, because who doesn't love a little bit of public embarrassment?
Right. It makes it a little comedic at that point. I think tragedy plus the nervous pee is going to totally make people laugh. You know, like right before the show when you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta pee, I'm so nervous. Everybody laughs. Other arguments? Come on, you get bragging rights if yours works. Butter him up, it says. The czar has spoken. Oh, that might have been for mine.
Okay, since no one else is arguing, I'll make another argument for the unmute button that doesn't unmute when you get called on.
Yeah. Everybody laughs. It makes it a little more tragic for you, but everybody laughs. All right, John, do you think you have a verdict?
I think so.
Oh.
All right. Comedy equals tragedy plus my whole family watching.
Ah, whose was that?
That was mine.
All right, Shaylin. Shaylin gets bragging rights. Awesome, awesome. Cool. Well, I would like to play this again sometimes, incorporating the new ideas you guys come up with. I'm going to, if you've got ideas for ways to make it smoother, more fun, more interactive, whatever, send them to me or tell me right now. Because I'd like to play it again. I think there's a lot of potential for it. I had a good time.
We could do Cards Against Humanity, but the actual game.
I like my job, and I want to keep it. So that's why some of these are in clips. You'll never see them.
I can't believe you like your job. You're a teacher.
I do. I like my job. Guys, I'm getting paid right now to do this with you guys. You know, I'm getting paid right now. This is a pretty sweet gig. Yes. Awesome. Ideas on, yeah, I see several reminds on here. Those are from you, Jonathan, I think, with your ideas.
Yeah, probably.
Cool. So yeah, send me
I'm not
those.
done, so
Good.
like
I don't want you to be done. I want to add more. There are some that I didn't like. And in fact, 2 of them that I used last block, I took them out altogether. And but I didn't get to replace them yet. So I'm going to keep trying to do that. So yeah, keep adding the ideas. Or if you have a suggestion to make the game more interactive, more fun, faster, any of that. Like I could have had a timer going, things like that, you know. Today, I'm just going to be on here for a few more minutes to explain the assignment that's on Schoology. It has 2 parts to it, so I just said it was due tomorrow. If you looked at it first thing this morning, it said it was due tonight, but then I looked at it and was like, wait, that's kind of in 2 parts, and let me just spread it out. So 1 assignment, but it's got 2 parts to it. Turn it in tomorrow night by 11:59. What I'm having you do is really, we're diving deeper into this need for quality self-tapes, which is when the actor records themselves to send off for an audition for a professional gig or a university or a community show. And that's been happening for a few years now because, you know, like I have a friend who lives here in Huntsville, but he acts a lot. He flies to LA, he drives up to Nashville, he goes to Atlanta a lot, but he can do that because he's able to send in self-tapes. And then once they see his work, then sometimes they'll say, hey, I need you to come out and hear audition in person. Or they just say, hey, you got the job, right? Or something like that. So self-tapes is something that's been happening in the industry, but especially during this time of COVID, it's pretty much the only way to audition for things. So I had you guys, when you did your monologues, we talked about a few really important elements to doing your self-tape. And one of them was lighting, making sure the lighting was in front of you, not behind you, because you don't want to be in silhouette. Making sure that you had lighting on your face, right? I'll show you. The lights are actually off right now because they're automatically motion censored. But I'm going to turn them on and I'm going to show you something.
All right. I would like to, never mind.
You're like, what? To talk bad about her?
I was just going to say, one of the cards I suggested is just pain, and that's it.
Pain.
That's the whole card.
All right, so okay, I'm back. Notice right now I have my selfie lights. You can even see them reflecting in my glasses, right? I have my selfie lights. Sorry. Ooh, fun. I'm going to turn them off right now. You can still see me, right? But it doesn't look as good, right? They're weird shadows. What you see mostly is my shoulder and the top, my forehead, right? So I would want to make sure that my lighting was better than this. I use selfie lights. that works. But then they reflect in my glasses. So I would want to make sure that they're at an angle that they're not reflecting in my glasses. Or I could set up some lamps, right? I have this cool lamp here. I could take the shade off and put it in front of me. Look, already that's better, right? So sometimes you have to scour around your house, find some lamps, find some flashlights. I've mentioned that a few times before, the monologue flip grids, but some people still turned in their monologue with a big bright light behind them. So we really need to work to make sure that we're following these guidelines and suggestions so that our videos look good, because a lot of what you do for me is going to be posting it in this virtual format. Also, on Wednesday, I'm going to show you guys the new guidelines for Trumbauer. And if you are new to JC, that may mean nothing to you. You're like, what is this made up word? Trumbauer, Trumbauer, is a festival that's been going on for over 75 years, and we participate every year. And one of the options in it is for students to do IEs, individual events, things like monologues, pantomimes, songs, duo scenes, readers theater. And so normally you would choose your event and then you would go to the school. Like last year, I think we were at Lee High School last year. Anyway, you'd go to the school, you'd perform it there, and then judges would evaluate it, and then hopefully you move on to the state level. Well, this year, we're not all going to Lee High School. Instead, everything's going to be virtual, and you've got to record it. So we really want to make sure that those recordings are quality. So on the assignment today, I've got 5 videos. One of them's like 2 minutes long. One of them's 7. I think that's the longest one on there. But on those, you're going to hear some things over and over, which tells you what?
They're important.
It's very important. If you hear, because these are 5 videos by 5 different people, and if they're all saying something, that means, ooh, I need to make sure that really is important, right? And then some of them are going to bring something up. The reason I'm not just giving you one video is because some of them make points that others don't. So what I'm going to ask you to do is watch those 5 videos, and then your response to me is going to be write a sentence about each one. Just one sentence. You could write more than that. But in that sentence, I want you to tell me something from that video that you learned, it surprised you, it's an idea you want to try, it was something you already knew, or maybe it was a mistake that you yourself have made and they just kind of called you out, right? But one statement, one sentence for each video. So you're going to send me 5. And I even put on there here, you can copy and paste this format and then just fill it in. After you do that, I've got 3 videos that I want you to watch. And for each of those videos, tell me something that they're self-tape videos. 2 of those people I don't know at all. One of them I actually know. But I want you to watch those self-tape videos and then tell me what is something that they did well. And I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about the taping of the video, right? The actual recording, not, they need to articulate better. I'm talking about the recording. What's something they did recording that they did well, and something that would improve the recording next time. All right. And so you're going to do that for those last 3. And then that's due tomorrow night, 11:59. Cool beans? All right. If you have any questions, let me know. And the idea is that we want to get better at doing these self-tapes, because some of those monologue flip grids, it was like they had never heard me say, make sure you're well lit. It's like they had never heard me say, your shot needs to be a mid shot or a cowboy shot. Look, I can't show you because it's way up here. It's like they'd never heard me say that. So we'll get better at it. Cool? All right. Any questions, ideas? What is it? Questions, concerns, comments, or compliments?
I would just like to point out that in the span of this call, I have made more cards than there are people in this call.
Love it. You're the MVP, Jonathan. Thank you. Everybody else, try to beat his record.
When is the when are you supposed to turn in the recordings for Trumbauer?
I'm going to show you all that on Wednesday, but it's going to be at the end of October. So Wednesday we're going to go over all of the rules, all of the dates, deadlines, and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you what the different options are, and then when you can start signing up for them and all that. Yeah. Cool. All right. What did we decide was our chant today? What was it? It was
being crushed by a stage light.
Yes. Being crushed to death by a stage light. Come on, guys. Bring it in. Bring it in. Unmute yourselves. There are not many of us. So go ahead and unmute.
Horrible.
No, you don't have to unvideo or camera, but unmute anyway. Okay, we ready? Being crushed to death by a stage light on 3. 1, 2, 3. Stage light. Ah! Guys, we'll see you on Wednesday. Ooh, I like that competition, Ashley and Jonathan.
There's so many of us. Are making cards required? Because I'm so confused about
don't underestimate
do I post them on mine?
No, yeah, you don't have to make new cards. I'm just requesting it. If you come up with more ideas for cards, send them to me. Jonathan takes that to heart, and I think Ashley's going to give him some competition. But it's not an assignment.
It's not that I'm taking it to heart. It's that I just don't talk a lot, so my brain just works fast. One of them is like jumping out of the casket at your own funeral.